against them. Ibrahim Jada reports state prosecutors have also filed a motion in opposition.
The multi-billion-dollar economic crime case involving 4 senior officials of the Gambia Revenue Authority, namely Bakari Sanyang, Muskeba Kor, Louis Gillen, and Mahmoud Juve is at the High Court following the filing of separate motions looking to secure bail for the accused persons by legal attorneys. Both lawyer Awasise Sabale and Badu SM Conte filed motions seeking to attract bail for their clients who have already pleaded not guilty to various charges, including 2 counts of economic crimes. When the case was called before Justice Mikhail Abdallah, lawyer Awasise Sabale, who represents the second accused and only woman in the hearing, told the court that she filed a motion on the 12th of June seeking for a court order to bail the applicant pending the hearing of the current charges leveled against her client at the High Court and lower court as well. The legal attorney cited a wealth of sections in her submission while revealing that the motion is supported by a 29-paragraph affidavit sworn to by one Senator Thomas Sowell. A second affidavit, according to the defense lawyer, was also sworn to by one Usainu Kaur on the 11th of June 2012. We were also served with an affidavit in opposition, but we are not conceding to any paragraph on the said document. Sabali submitted and related the history of the applicant, whom she described as a chartered accountant who opted to toil her entire productive life under public service. She is a mother who was arrested in the absence of her husband, leaving her children greatly traumatized, the defense lawyer stated, and went on to reveal the ailing medical condition of the applicant, who she said is suffering from diabetes and missed a health check due to her detention. Citing Section 8 of the specified offenses, which provides conditions for granting bail in economic crimes, lawyer Cesar Sabali stated that the accused has reliable sureties or prepared to fulfill any stipulated condition. The applicant will not interfere with the case or witnesses and would be available anytime she is needed by the court, according to the defense counsel, who revealed that since the travel documents of the accused are currently with police, the issue of jumping bail is unfeasible. Our Cesar Sabali finally urged the court to grant bail to her client. In her subsequent response, the Director of Public Prosecutions, S.H. Bahum, announced that the state filed a 29-paragraph affidavit sworn to by one Gonejeng. While relying on all paragraphs on the document, the Director of Public Prosecution stated that bail is at the discretion of the court, as underlined by Section 99 of the Criminal Procedure Code. In exercising the discretion, Bahum said the court must heavily rely on the facts of the affidavit. The burden of proof as to the exercise of this discretion lies squarely on the applicant, according to the DPP, who said the motion filed for the second accused has nothing worthy of consideration and urged the court to dismiss the application. The court adjourned its ruling on the motion for bail on behalf of Musukeba Kor to the 19th of June 2012. Lawyer Badu Conte subsequently rose to make his submission on behalf of the third accused, Louis Gillen, but the court decided to defer the hearing to the 15th of June for continuation. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
Meanwhile, state prosecutors have closed their case in the ongoing Iron Stokes murder trial, this after calling their 9th witness, who is a police forensic expert. Ibrahim Jada reports the accused, who lost a major decision Wednesday, are all set to commence their defense in the next sitting.
Ekayo Bojang, a police chief inspector working at the Criminal Records Department for fingerprints, testified as prosecution's 7th witness after the conclusion of the mini-trial, whose verdict went in favor of the state. The police chief inspector briefly related how he conducted a comparison on the fingerprint of the suspect and discovered a match comparable to the print lifted from the scene of crime. Bojang adduced that he consequently prepared a report on his findings. Under cross-examination, the witness stated that he is not a certified fingerprint expert. Keba Dabo, another detective inspector, came next as prosecution's 8th witness. Dabo testified that he works at the Barra police station. After identifying the first accused person, Dabo explained how he established a checkpoint at the police stop in SAO when he received instructions from his superiors at the major crime unit about a wanted suspect believed to be making his way to the area. The witness testified that the accused was eventually arrested after his details matched the person they were looking for in a vehicle which eventually arrived at the checkpoint. The accused was apprehended after a long chase by 3 police officers when he attempted to escape, Dabo told the Special Criminal Court. Prosecution's final witness, Aliuse Hunjai, the head of the Police Scientific Support Unit, the court been invited to a murder case that occurred at Sukuta Junction Bar on the 13th of May. I instantly instructed the officers to secure the scene of crime from contamination, Sehunjai testified and related how he came across a vehicle seemingly caught in the sand with a white man lying dead on the passenger seat in a pool of blood. Whilst examining the scene for any latent print, Jai said he discovered another print on this driver's side door, explaining how he lifted the said print using black powder. The witness stated that a bottle containing gas oil, pair of ladies' shoes, and a black knife jacket with blood stain were also recovered, packed and taken to the forensic department where the fingerprint was processed and enlarged and the knife jacket sent to the Royal Victoria Teaching Hospital for tests to certify if it matched the blood of the deceased. The enlarged prints were then given to the investigators for possible identification of the arrested suspects. After the arrest of the accused persons, their prints were obtained and the test realized a match with the print lifted at the scene, according to the witness, who subsequently recognized the prints and report of the findings before the court. On the cross-examination, Sehun Jai adduced that he is a fingerprint expert who was trained at the British National Training Institute for Scientific Support in Criminal Investigations, where he studied photography, forensic science, and fingerprint identification. State prosecution consequently closed its case and the trial was rescheduled to the 18th of June for the accused persons to open their defense. Ibrahim Jata, GRTS.
The Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations recently handed over a consignment of maize and rice to the Ministry of Agriculture. The grains form part of the organization's effort at helping farmers who bear the brunt of last season's crop failure. Samuel Barr reports.
We recall that last year's erratic rains resulted in general crop failures across the country. In response to that crisis, FAO and the Central Emergency Relief Fund of the United Nations is intervening by handing over this first batch of emergency inputs, mainly consisting of rice and maize seeds, to the Ministry and Department of Agriculture. The tonnage of quality maize and rice is earmarked to rehabilitate the production capacities of farmers and to also increase the resilience of the affected households.
In this farm, they need the support of everybody. They experience something which they never expected, which everybody unaware. So they need the support of everybody. And in response to the emergency declaration for support by the government last year, the FAO has mobilized some resources through the various sources.
The beneficiaries are the 19 districts across the country adversely affected by last year's general crop failure, with Central River Region identified as the most affected and hence the major recipient of the dole-out. The governor of the Central River Region was particularly pleased with this development, saying it will go a long way in helping farmers to prepare for the coming planting season.
We are happy. Is the beauty of farming. You can provide everything. You can clear your field. You can have good rain. You can have fertilizer. But if you don't have seeds, you have nothing. First, you must have seeds. Then you think of clearing your farmland, and then you pray for God to have good rain.
At the Kuntau Regional Agricultural Directorate, the minister also visited the silo factory, a new project said to have been initiated by President Jammeh to cut back post-harvest losses of cereals. This technology is believed to have the potency of cutting down post-harvest failures.
We want to seize the opportunity to show the Honorable Minister an effort that emanated from the President of the Republic of the Gambia, His Excellency Chief Professor Dr. Alabi Jammeh, an initiative from him regards the curbing of post-harvest losses.
The Minister of Agriculture, Solomon Owens, applauded the donors FAO for what he described as a noble gesture in alleviating the plight of farmers from last year's crop failures.
Seed is very critical to the recovery of the agriculture sector from the last year's drought. And any donor or partner or assistance in the seed sector is very highly welcome. Especially today that we are receiving this tonnage of maize seed, quality maize seed for that matter, and a significant tonnage of rice seed also.
The livelihood of the country's over 1 million people is largely dependent on agricultural activities. The FAO's intervention will therefore help to effectively allay the challenges being presently faced by farmers and agronomists as they look to